Ora então, malta, sejam muito bem-vindos aqui à React Weekend, em que irá ser baseada em nós reagirmos a alguma coisa entre sábado e domingo. Inicialmente era para ter lançado o primeiro episódio da React Weekend, sendo eu a reagir a Naruto, o anime de Naruto, só que a maneira como eu queria fazer dava copyright, então ainda tenho que ver e estudar um bocado para nós conseguirmos trazer para a React Weekend Naruto. Posto isto, nós vamos estar a reagir a todas as cinemáticas de Valorant. O vídeo saiu este ano. É um vídeo do canal Nibble. Se vocês quiserem assistir ao vídeo, está aqui em baixo na descrição ou no primeiro comentário para quem quiser ir lá ver. Então vamos assistir a todas as cinemáticas de Valorant. Mas já sabem, podem sempre dar uma ajudinha com o vosso like, subscrevam-se e ativem o sininho, porque só assim é que eu sei se vocês gostam deste tipo de reacts para a React Weekend, antes que eu comece a trazer outro tipo para a React Weekend, se é que me entendem. Então, vamos lá assistir a todas as cinemáticas de Valorant.
We as a community have always loved and enjoyed Valorant cinematics as they came out in each episode, not only admiring the quality of the animations, but also the story that each cinematic brought with it. And unfortunately, the last real proper cinematic that we got was all the way back in episode 8, which was the Reckoning cinematic, and ever since then, we haven't really gotten an official episode 9 or 10, now known as V25 cinematic. But we did get a cinematic in episode 9 for the launch of Valorant on console, and a cinematic for the launch of Valorant's new episode system, so I'm going to be including those in this video to count as the cinematics for episode 9 and V25. I'll play each cinematic, summarize the lore, and then move on to the next one in order.
Please tell me you have the package.
I would if somebody was a little less aggressive. Hey, stop! I said stop!
Temos aqui a Jet contra o Phoenix.
Oh, that's how you wanna play it.
You cannot let her plant.
All right, I'm going in.
What about the hostile?
I wouldn't worry about her.
Are you certain?
100. I got this.
Usa o ult.
미안해서 어쩌나?
Será que assistir a cinematics vai me dar vontade para voltar a jogar?
Hey, Control. So, about the package...
Valorant's first episode cinematic, which kicks off
Ok. Vamos estar aqui para ver um bocado sobre a lore de cada... Vamos meter aqui umas legendas.
The lore story takes place in the
E vamos
Duelist launch
assistir à
video.
lore.
In this video we have Phoenix on some sort of mission chasing a thief, with Sage checking in on the situation. The thief he's chasing is Jet, but it's important to know here that this is Omega Jet that he's chasing. And Phoenix does not know this as he's never even met the Alpha Earth Jet yet. If you don't yet know the lore of Valorant, one of the biggest parts of it is that there are two universes that exist, each with its own Earth and identical set of Valorant agents known as Alpha and Omega. I'll explain this more when I get to the other cinematics. As Phoenix finally corners Jet, Sage tries to warn him, but being the cocky guy that he is, he decides to go in and underestimates Jet's abilities, where she then dashes past him and kills him in his ultimate. By the time Phoenix comes back, Jet has already planted the spike which was in that bag and blew it up in Venice, which is where the map Ascent takes place in the sky. This single event here is what causes a massive chain reaction down the road with implications to many people and organizations. I won't go through everything in this video as I do have another video planned for that, but for now, I'll just be summarizing the visible lore of each cinematic. Episode 1 cinematic ends with a visual of a massive chunk of Venice up in the sky as a result of that spike being detonated, which was what Sage was trying to prevent in the first place.
Ou seja, estou aqui a pensar. Então, a Jet ao ter plantado a Spike originou o mapa Ascend? Foi isso que eu entendi dele a dizer, certo? Acho que sim. Presumo eu, né? Segunda cinematic retake.
You in position yet?
Working on it.
A
It's
Viper.
taking so long. I thought you knew this place.
I do. Don't rush me.
We don't have time. I'm going in.
Do that, and you're gonna get the bullet in your head.
Please. Let me show you how the boss does it.
Phoenix, don't.
Cypher. You're... Yes. O Yoro é...
I told you, bro. Leave it to the boss. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell was that for?
I told you you'd get shot.
Not by you.
Well, she shot first.
First? So you did shoot me? You really gonna understand? Oh, so you're gonna walk away? Okay.
Eu vou admitir, quando jogava Valorant, eu só jogava de Yoro. Porque, duas coisas. Não só por ser dualist, mas principalmente por o Yoro ter a nacionalidade japonesa. E eu querer ir ao Japão e estar a aprender japonês. Mas porque também o kit do Yoro em si dá tanta coisa engraçada para fazer. Principalmente lançar o clone só vai andar. E nós irmos atrás dele a imitar e o inimigo não saber para qual deles disparar. É simplesmente incrível o que se pode fazer para além do mais, o próprio TP que aqui o Yoru utilizou para disparar na jet antes de dar defuse na spike.
So 2 cinematic takes place on Icebox, which is the brand new map at the time, where it also featured Yoru as he was the newest agent as well, and his lore is connected with the map. Despite Yoru warning Phoenix about going in, Phoenix ignores him and goes in anyway. Clearly, he hasn't learned anything since the previous cinematic, as he was nearly killed again by Cypher, but luckily Yoru was there to save him this time. I once again want to highlight that the agents that Phoenix and Yoru are fighting against are Omega agents and they don't belong in this universe. Once again they've planted the spike and Phoenix and Yoru are tasked with trying to defuse it. After some pretty cool scenes, the two manage to defeat everyone and defuse the spike, ending off with a pretty cool scene where Yoru seemingly shoots Phoenix in his ultimate in order to kill the Jet standing behind him who survived. But it was actually Jet who had shot first and killed Phoenix in his ultimate, and Yoru who shot a split second later and hit the Jet, which is a pretty cool detail that many tend to miss.
Não tinha reparado, porque realmente para, digamos, matar o Phoenix ou matar o YouTube, não desmonetizes se um dia ter monetização. Mas no Ultimate do Phoenix não. Primeiro, Valorant não é como CS em que tem Friendly Fire. Então não dá para nós estarmos a disparar contra o Phoenix. Então. Yeah. Por isso é que a Jet estava atrás dele. Faz sentido. Ok, terceira cinematic. Duality.
This just in. Reports of a disaster in Italy.
안녕하십니까. 이탈리아에서 들어온 지각이 폭발해 공중으로 떠오른 사건이 발생했습니다.
Sta galleggiando a 300 metri da terra.
Radianite may have been involved.
Kingdom, whose Radianite power program accounts for more than 3/4 of the world's energy production, have denied any connection to this disaster.
Anyone with information on the two unidentified radiants spotted at the scene is being asked to come forward.
Killjoy e o seu robozinho.
Finally! About time you showed up. We're picking up gunfire. Did you locate the spike? Will it be a yes?
Este acho que é o mapa que eu mais curto.
Stay close. Weapons ready.
I was born ready.
This way.
Principalmente Cypher.
Hey, take a look. It's stealing radianite from the environment. How do we stop it? I'm on it. You'll need a radicore to power the heat signal.
I got this.
Phoenix, wait!
É o Yoru?
Hands up, come on.
Ai não, é o Phoenix.
You should see your face.
Come on. Did you find a power source? Here.
Let's go, let's go.
Not enough power. It needs to be superheated.
Keep that head.
Não vai dar para dar defuse. Se fosse in-game não era defuse.
Really? So, maybe give us a heads up next time?
Side secure. We're coming home.
That the big man? Tell him I need answers this time.
What is your problem? We crushed it. Phoenix got a look in the mirror.
How come they look like us? And what do they want our radiant at for?
About time to brimstone. It's time we filled you in.
Brimstone. De certeza que aqui no terceiro episódio da Cinematic de Valorant, de certeza absoluta que deu o feature daquele Joy pelo simples motivo que deveria ter sido o Agent a ser lançado na altura e o Brimstone deveria ser o próximo a ser lançado, devido ao facto que eles mencionaram aqui no final desta cinemática o Brimstone, digo eu, sem saber.
Yo, we got problems.
We? You're the one that screwed up.
You serious? You had it easy, Jet. You know they're bringing whole teams now, right?
And so will we.
Ok, agora aqui
The
mostrou que
Duality
existe
cinematic is probably one of the most important cinematics that exists in Valorant's history. After watching the cinematic, it really feels like Valorant has built a strong foundation for a really good series that they could introduce, just like Arcane. The cinematic kicks off with the aftermath of the events that happened in Episode 1 cinematic. After Omega Jet detonated the spike and caused a huge chunk of Venice to become airborne, we now see vast media coverage on the event as well as the topic of Radiant being discussed. We can see that Kingdom, Jet, and Phoenix are all under fire from the media. Kingdom, being the organization harboring nearly 3/4 of all Radiant energy production, was targeted as they were seen as having a hand in this disaster, but they denied any responsibility. Despite this, the company was still under fire and they suffered a huge drop in their stocks. And the media also showed images captured of Phoenix and Jet just before the event, as they are now wanted individuals. You can probably guess that Alpha Jet, the jet that is actually from this Earth, was probably incredibly confused and had to hide from the public even though she didn't do anything wrong. The cinematic continues with KJ locating yet another planted spike on the map, buying this time located in Morocco. Viper then joins in to help KJ with none other than Phoenix, who even after 2 whole cinematics of getting his ass handed to him, clearly he hasn't learned his lesson.
Stay close. Weapons ready.
I was born ready.
Viper and KJ then talk about the spike and mention how it's stealing Radiant from the environment, which is a really important part of Valorant's lore as it pertains to the 2 universes. Phoenix then runs off to fight one of the attackers once again, despite being told to wait by Viper. And this is where we get the shocking discovery of seeing an exact double of the agent. And even though Phoenix seems to freeze up in confusion, Viper comes in to snap him out of it and basically saves him for a 3rd time in a row from getting killed. In the meantime, KJ continues trying to defuse the spike and introduces a technology that helps with it, but Viper notes that it needs to be heated in order for it to work. The team then defuse the spike, and as they walk back to the aircraft, Phoenix told Viper that he wants answers from what exactly just happened. Why do these enemies look like them, and why are they trying to steal their Radiant? And Viper's response was that she will talk to Brimstone, as it's time that they let the team know what's really going on. So basically, the Valorant Protocol leadership, Brimstone, Sage, Omen, and Viper already know about the 2nd universe, which has agents that look like them and have been coming in to steal Radiant. When exactly they found out about this is unknown and isn't really ever explained completely in further detail.
Ok, quarta cinematic.
You line them up.
Está ali o Sova,
Really? I could
Kayle.
Congratulations. You were undefeated in target practice. Target practice? Kayle, are you shading the kid?
Reis.
You're not the king. You have the same score as the rest of us. How about a game where the bot shoots back? I'll bring the fire in any game you want.
Please, be my guest.
Okay. Any other game?
Let's dance. Yeah. Say hello to MaxBot, the perfect blend of tactics and firepower. Now you can train against, well, you.
My money's on the machine.
You got this.
Lucky for you, I buy these by the dozen.
Out of my way, Your Majesty.
Suppressed.
Well, this is embarrassing.
2v1. O Yor está a ganhar tanta guita.
Oh, he makes me so proud.
It makes me so rich. Oh, I should have picked this game.
Winning requires sacrifice. That's really your style.
Hey fam, let's go again. That bot owes me a coat. My turn.
Sobre.
Team Forge, baby! What the?
Alright. Playtime's over. Ready up! Team Forge? Really?
What? Fire and steel. Come on. Hey, wait. Ooh. Wait. How about Firewire? Robo Squad?
The Swagger Express. Roaster and Toaster. You know I'm programmed to kill you, right? Come on, that was a good one.
Olha.
Despite the warm-up cinematic being mostly about the agents practicing against MaxBot at the Valorant's headquarters, there is an introduction of an aspect of Valorant's lore which is one of the most popular topics even to this date, and that is Agent 8. As we already know, Valorant's agents are numbered based on their addition into the protocol, with Brimstone being number 1 and Viper being number 2 as they are the founders up until...
Não, realmente, quem é que será o número 8? Porque se a Sage é o número 7 e o Phoenix é o 9, falta o
Sage,
8.
who is number 7. The next agent after Sage is Phoenix, but his ID number is 9, not 8. So this means that there was an agent that existed in the protocol before Phoenix who held the number 8, but they are no longer there. And this is teased in the cinematic by this locker which has the number 8 scratched out, hinting that whoever this person was must have left in some sort of negative way. Even Valorant's developers have acknowledged the existence of Agent 8 as well, and have told the community that they are currently away but they will be back sometime in the future. When exactly they'll be back is unknown, and why they left is also a mystery. But with every new agent that comes out, it almost seems like the teasers continue to grow. First Clove when they mentioned the locker with a scratched out A as part of their voice lines, then Vice when she was locked in a massive hourglass prison which looked like the number 8, followed by Tejo who has hourglass symbols on the backs of his pants near the bottom which also resemble the number 8. There hasn't been any hint of Agent 8 in Waylay so far, but it seems like we are slowly coming closer to having this agent finally revealed. The other small detail that no one really notices in the cinematic is at the very end when KO tells Phoenix that he is programmed to kill him. Why would KO, an agent in the Valorant protocol, be programmed to kill another agent for the same team he's working with? Well, that's actually tied into KO's lore story, and that's a whole other topic on its own, but it is still important to mention as it was first introduced in the cinematic.
Olha. Não tinha noção disso, por acaso. Quarta cinematic. Parece a Zeri do League of Legends, mas esqueci-me o nome dela.
Breaking and entering. What could go wrong? Brimstone? Hail 'em, Tandy. I need to get to that terminal.
O que é que o Joy vai ter?
Come on. Where are you hiding? Let's see. Five grid, plasma sensors. This system doesn't play nice. Definitely not nice.
Nunca na vida que esta arma dá one shot com um tiro.
It sucks. Gage hay, these jerks are everywhere. Hurry.
Ah, é Neon.
No, I'm serious. I'm close. Don't die for just another minute. Gotcha. Downloading coordinates. What are you up to? Reality stabilizer, hydroponics, desalination. This isn't a weapon. It's a life support system.
Good to know. Let's try something new.
Get back here. I found us a ride home. You busted my suit. That's not good. You.
Bem, ao menos não ficou a 99% o download.
Sorry. Where's Reyna? Reyna, do you copy? We go now or we don't go.
O ultimate da Killjoy.
No, I think this is us.
Killjoy, you can hear me, get to Tango site. We're on our way.
So, are we still the good guys?
Pearl, o mapa Tuga!
Episode 5
Uma-
cinematic comes with
O mapa Tuga de Valorant para mim é o melhor. Na base de CTs, a ir para o bombsite B, tem lá um spot em que se tu encostares consegues ouvir fado.
the release of the brand new map Pearl at
É
the
o
time,
mapa.
as well as the new Agent Fade. It continues the story of the fight between Alpha and Omega Earth, and this time, the agents on Alpha Earth decide that they want to strike back themselves. In between all these cinematics, Killjoy was able to build a teleporter capable of transporting the agents across the universes and enter Omega Earth. However, she was unable to power the teleporter. And at the time, Neon was the newest addition into the protocol, where one of her tasks actually involved powering this teleporter. As Killjoy speaks with Brimstone, we can hear that the team are tasked with going into Omega Earth and stealing back the Radianite that was stolen from them to begin with. Brimstone claims that the Radianite is being stolen from them because it's being turned into weapons on Omega Earth, so it is logical that they stop them before they create anything that could destroy them. As they moved on, the agents encountered soldiers from a division known as Atlas, who are an organization on Omega Earth that often act as security. The organization isn't directly connected with Valorant Legion or Kingdom Industries, which are the Omega counterparts of Valorant Protocol and Kingdom Corporation, but they do often have dealings with them just like security, particularly when it comes with interdimensional travel. As the two groups are fighting, Omega Viper also joins in while KJ continues to hack into their systems to learn more about what their plans are. And it's here where we get an important discovery made by KJ that tells us a lot about Omega Earth. Killjoy finds out that they weren't building weapon systems, but they were using the stolen Radianite to power a life support system, which is what we see on the map Pearl. It's located underwater in a massive dome on Omega Earth, and the reason that people can live there is because Radianite is being used to regulate the temperature, provide oxygen, make the water drinkable, and more. The cinematic then continues with some more fighting, and KJ and Neon getting ready to leave, but they can't find Reyna because she has left them to go take on Viper alone. And a cool fun fact is that in this scene here where Reyna taps her ear as KJ was talking, is actually meant to represent the mute system which was added during the time the cinematic was released. The cinematic then ends off with a really interesting twist. The three agents go through a door which takes them into a comic store that's on the map Pearl, and they can see posters and comics about the agents on Omega Earth being shown as heroes, whereas the agents on Alpha Earth themselves being shown as a threat and the enemy. And Neon asks a really important question: are we still the good guys? If Omega Earth are stealing Radianite in order to save their own people from dying, then they truly are heroes, and with Alpha Earth trying to stop them, it does make sense that they might actually be the bad people. But at the same time, the actions of Omega Earth are causing destruction and death on Alpha Earth, such as what happened in Venice. So we can't come to the conclusion this quickly and say that either side is inherently good or bad. The lore on the Mirrorverse, which covers Alpha and Omega Earth, is quite lengthy, but I do have a video dedicated to it which I highly recommend you guys watch over here.
Ou seja, o episódio 5 da Cinematic de Valorant foi para introduzir o mapa Tuga, que é o mapa Pearl, e afinal eles não estavam a criar nenhuma arma, e sim um sistema de suporte de vida. Interessante, porque ao menos, como o rapaz explicou, eles querem é salvar aquele planeta. Então vamos ficar aqui pela parte 1. Amanhã irá sair o resto deste mesmo vídeo, porque senão iria ser um vídeo demasiado longo e eu, como ainda estou a falar por cima, para não tornar o vídeo longo, já faço aqui umas pausas. Então amanhã, para o episódio 2, digamos assim, da React Weekend, nós iremos estar a reagir às restantes cinematics de Valorant. Então já sabem, deixem o vosso like, subscrevam-se e ativem o sininho das notificações para não pararem de receber notificação de quando irá sair o próximo vídeo. Então é isso, malta, obrigado e até amanhã.